Welcome to Blake Street Banter. One of us knows what the word banter means. The other one is just along for the ride. Isaac, say what's up.
What up?
Awesome. And then this week we have maybe the coolest guest ever because he's the best hitter in baseball right now. 18 RBIs this past week. Tanner Thach, what's up?
What's up, guys? Thank you so much for having me on. I'm really excited.
And are you coming at us from the backyard of where you at?
Yeah, we're chilling in the backyard. You know, it's about to be the sunset, so get to talk some baseball and watch a sunset. So can't beat it.
Wow, that's awesome. How are you liking Fresno so far? A lot of the guys, they come from. I know we have had some guys way up in the Northeast, and they've come and they just said it's a lot different. How are you feeling it from like a Southern guy?
You know, California is definitely different than North Carolina. You know, but I'm enjoying the views of the mountains. You know, and the weather here has been great so far. It's definitely different. You know, I'm from a small town. Fresno is kind of more of a city and everything, but honestly, like we live in a great area, and obviously the baseball side of things has been very fun. So I'm really enjoying it.
Are you adapting well to the people, the surroundings?
Oh yeah, it's been great. I would say the biggest thing, honestly, getting adapted to is the gas prices. But you know, other than that, it's been pretty solid.
What's it at right now up there?
It's actually, hey, it's going down a little bit. We checked, it's under $5. So, and in like two spots.
All right.
So, you know, we'll take that. Not quite where North Carolina is, but you know, you also got to pay for bags out here, which is a little different at the grocery store. But hey, it's all good. It's a part of the process, you know.
Did you hit him this week with like I'm Tanner Thach. I don't gotta pay for a bag. 18 RBI.
Hey, me and my wife, we've started bringing our own bags everywhere we go now, just to be safe. So.
That's smart. You spent I think you played 15 games or something in Fresno last season. Were you like glad when you heard that you were going to go back to Fresno? So it's something that you were kind of used to. You already like had that adjustment period last season.
Oh yeah, I was very excited, and honestly, like it's pretty much for the most part our whole draft class as well, which has been really fun. Also, kind of getting to know these guys in July when we first got drafted, and getting to be together and instructs and all that, and coming out here together. So that's been great, and also I've made a great connection with all the coaches last year in Fresno. So getting to have them again, you know, to work with them, it's been really great so far.
How are you liking the 6-game schedule they have they go 6 games, one city, 6 games home? How are you liking that?
So it's definitely a lot different, you know, than what college was. I was just talking with someone about this the other day, you know, like you know your struggles sometimes they can extend longer because you got six straight games. You know, you don't get that Monday, Wednesday off like a college season, and Thursday to kind of regroup. It's like, man, you're put right back in the fire. You got to figure it out if you're struggling. And then if you're hot, it's like, man, hey, another day we get to keep going, play 6 straight games. You know, you don't have to wait 2 games of an off day, you know, and maybe cool off a little bit. It's like, man, we're going right back to it. Let's keep it going. But I would say for the most part, getting the body adjusted is definitely takes some time. But you know, thankfully being at first base, I don't have to do a ton of running, at least yet. So I feel like my body is feeling pretty good so far. So hopefully we can keep that going.
On that note, I was looking through your baseball reference. In college, you only played first base and pitcher. Last season in Fresno, you played a game in the outfield. Were you nervous for that at all?
So it's a funny story. We had someone who was dealing with a small injury and needed to come out of the game, and our bench coach was going around and he was asking like, can anybody play the outfield? And I was like, this is my time. Like I gotta tell him. I was like, I can play the outfield. And he was like, well, when's the last time you played? And I was like, you know, probably my freshman year of high school, but I promise you I can do it. And so I was just waiting for a chance to get the ball to you know, try to show off the arm. Thankfully, I did get that. Other than that, I don't think I had a pop fly or anything, but I enjoy the outfield. You know, I take it as an opportunity, and it was a cool experience. You know, thankfully I didn't get anything in the gap that I had to really run down, you know, so it worked out good.
Are you trying to like petition to maybe play a couple games there this season?
Hey, we'll see. You know, I just got a new outfield glove. Been going out there shagging, hoping the coaches are taking notice and everything. Just in case they need someone to go out there.
And then this week, what made this week so special at the plate. You had 18 RBIs, batted nearly 500, 3 home runs. It was amazing.
I say the biggest thing, my teammates were on for me a lot, which allowed for a lot of those RBIs. I think all throughout the lineup, we were all just seeing the ball really well. And even throughout college, throughout high school, I've always felt more comfortable with people on base, things like that. Like when it's really time to get something done, I feel like I don't know the exact words, but take a lot of the pressure off, and it's like, let's just get this thing done, and I'd say overall going into this week compared to last week, which against Stockton, I struggled a little bit early on, and kind of just figure some things out, and just I just want to let the pitchers come to me. I felt like I was trying to go get them, chasing stuff out of the zone, but I was like, this week, just let them pitch to me, take my walks if I need to. When I get my pitch, I want to be ready and just drive it. And it helped me in that first game spark some confidence. And then, the confidence just carried over through the rest of the week. And it turned out to be a solid week. So.
Do you know, you had
Yeah, I think
7
it's
RBIs
really neat too.
in a game. My bad, Isaac, some lag there. 7 RBIs in a game on Monday. Do you know your high for RBIs in college?
In a game, I don't think I ever got 7. Maybe 5 one game.
You had 2 games with 5.
Okay, yeah, okay.
You already beat that, so that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, we'll take it.
I do want to go back to like your college days, like the college recruitment process, you ending up at USC Wilmington. So can you like start from like the top? Your senior year, were you a two-way player? You got some innings in college. What was that entire process like?
Yeah, so like my recruiting process, I love playing football, and I was playing football 7th, 8th, 9th grade, but I was an offensive lineman, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to be big enough to be a lineman in college, and I was too slow to be like a linebacker or anything like that. So I was like, let's just give up football, focus on baseball. So kind of opened up my recruiting process and started kind of going to different camps around the state. And like schools I was interested in, like around North Carolina, NC State, UNC Chapel Hill, East Carolina, and then Wilmington kind of popped on the scene my freshman year after a tournament in what's called the State Games of North Carolina. And then obviously the beach was cool and everything. But I went to a camp my sophomore year at UNCW, and they were they were the only school that wanted to give me a chance as a two-way player. And that's what I was telling myself. I'm only going somewhere if I can be a two-way. Like, I don't want to be a PO. I don't want to just hit. I want to try to pitch and hit, and as I look back on my career, I didn't pitch a ton, but they gave me the chance the whole time. And my junior year, they didn't tell me to stop pitching. I actually decided to stop pitching. So I still miss the pitching days though, but very thankful for UNCW and what they did for me. And it was just such an awesome experience, and I wouldn't trade it for anything else.
Yeah, I was gonna say you pitched 8.2 innings.
Velocity ER.
Wait, say that again.
Me?
Take the floor, Isaac.
Am I delayed right now? Can you guys hear me?
It's a little delayed. It might be on my end, but
I can hear you good.
Okay, I feel like there's like a 5-second interval. But I was looking at your perfect game at your senior year. You topped out at like 88 miles per hour at perfect game. What's the hardest you've thrown a baseball?
The hardest I've thrown, I've hit 92 maybe 3 or 4 times, but I was a big slider guy. I like pitching to lefties, a little bit of crossfire, just try to get him to chase that slider away. So I miss it though. Pitching was fun, but it's hard to do both, man. It's really hard.
yeah, you pitched 8 innings in your college career. Your great uncle, Jim Catfish, we had a conversation about that earlier. He pitched 328 innings in 1975. Yeah. Is that someone you looked up to when you were pitching?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And what he did at that high school, I never touched, nobody will ever touch. I mean, it was unbelievable. Signed straight out of high school, go straight to the majors, never played a minor league game. I mean, unbelievable stuff. And his legacy in our town is pretty amazing. You know, our high school field's called Jim Catfish Hunter Field. You know, a lot of things named after him, and he's someone that pretty much everyone in our whole community looked up, even outside of baseball. He was just a great man as well. You know, came back every offseason, farmed in the offseason, you know, just loved being around people, coached Little League, all those things. So it's really cool to, you know, have that baseball lineage within my family.
Yeah. That is really cool. Did you ever get like, I'm sure everybody knew they were related to Catfish Hunter. Was that like a nerve, like expectations? Were there any expectations that came with that?
I feel like not a ton of expectations, just because it's kind of, you know, kind of down the line a little bit. He's actually, so I actually never got to meet him. He passed away before I was born, sadly. But just from our town is huge in baseball. You know, my dad was the head coach at our high school for a long time, and he coached me when I was in high school, and just it runs deep in my family. My uncle was actually my high school coach at Perquimans County High School. So, you know, I would say overall for everyone in my family, there's been a lot of expectations. Both of my brothers were really good baseball players. So like, I would say the biggest thing is it's definitely really cool to be, you know, be related to Jim Catfish, and understanding like, man, I'm related to a Hall of Famer, even if it's down the line a good bit. Like that's pretty cool stuff. So.
And you played in the Cape Cod League for 2 summers. What explain that? How is that different from college, and then now you're in the minors? How does that relate?
It was a really great experience. So I played with the Katuitt Kettleers for 2 years, and Coach Mike Roberts was my head coach. I really love Coach Roberts, and I know there's a lot of guys in the Rockies system that played for Katuitt as well. I know Ryan Ritter did, Jack O'Dowd here, Max Ballou, a lot of guys. Matt Klein on our team as well was also there in Katuitt. So we had a good time. You know. Coach Roberts does it different, but it's like he loves to work and get after it. And you know, we'd be out there practicing before the games. Like I really felt like I took a big step in my development that in those 2 years. So I'm really thankful for that. And I felt like it was the first glimpse of what, you know, pro ball was like. You know, playing every day, playing with the wood bat, seeing really high quality arms every day, and hitting in places that were kind of tough to hit, especially visually when you're in the box. So it was a really good experience. I'm really thankful for the time I had out in the Cape.
I want to continue we are all over your career. We're not like on one solid trajectory, but I saw your Instagram post about like the home run derby X. And like saw that like Ian Desmond was there, who's a Rocky,
Yeah.
was on the Rockies for years. How did you get that? How did you get that opportunity?
Yeah.
Tell us about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's that first of all, that event was so fun. The way it kind of went, so one of my coaches at UNCW, Coach Josh Stott, he was one of our assistant coaches. His dad, his name is Jay Stott, and his dad's actually the head of Pro 5 Baseball, which is a big high school baseball organization in North Carolina. Well, he's been doing this Home Run Derby X for a long time, and they decided they wanted to do it with college players, to add college players in. So they were choosing between, they'd already had UNC Chapel Hill, NC State, and Duke as three that were going to be up there. So they were choosing between UNCW and East Carolina. And he came to me because he had the UNCW connection, Jay Stott, and asked if I would do it. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'd love to do that. And I didn't even really know what it entailed at first. But then seeing, you know, it was Ian Desmond, Manny Ramirez, Andrew Jones, and can't quite remember who else it was, but like just, and Prince Fielder was there. Like it was a crazy event. And they put us on a stage at like the pitcher's mound. So we're hitting on like a 250-foot field, just hitting bombs. It was so fun. And so got to go with Ian Desmond, and just one of the greatest guys I've ever met. And we've stayed in touch a little bit since then. And like he'll reach out every now and then. But it was so cool, you know, getting picked by the Rockies and knowing, you know, he was a Rocky and things like that. Just it was such an awesome event for sure.
Yeah, you got drafted out of high school. You're one of the few guys to get drafted twice. How did that experience come about, and why did you ultimately say no?
So, I got picked out of high school, and it was kind of a crazy situation because I wasn't really expecting it. Um, I didn't have an agent, didn't know what an agent was in high school, anything like that, because it was so unexpected. Like it came on like in April, May of my senior year of high school. Like other than that, I didn't think I had any chance. Like I was going to go straight to college, you know. Um, and When it kind of started happening, the draft rolled around and really wasn't expecting a ton. Had a few calls, earlier rounds and decided, wanted to go to school. And then just randomly, the Giants called and they said, "Hey, we just picked you in the draft." Like didn't even call before and say like, "Hey, we're gonna take you." Like my name popped up and I was like, "Oh man, like this is pretty cool. I just got drafted. I didn't think this was gonna happen." And it turns, didn't work out at that time. And just really felt like God was calling me to go to UNC Wilmington. And I'm very thankful that I did do that. And I know it all worked out in his timing. And, definitely still thankful for the opportunity the Giants gave me out of high school, but super excited to be a Rocky now and be where I am. So,
Yeah, your sophomore year um, at college, you had a good year in college, and like you had a lot of like talk about your name, or like a lot of people were talking about you as a college prospect. Did your like experience in being drafted out of high school help with the second process of being drafted with a good college career, successful college career?
yeah, no, that's a great question. I think it definitely did because, like, going into it out of high school, I had no idea anything about it because in my area, nobody had experienced anything like that before. Coming from a small area where baseball's big, but it's not like on the level as it is in some other areas, around the country. So I didn't know what to expect, and it was just so sudden. And but it definitely going through that experience, getting to talk to scouts, getting to being scouted by scouts, like that was a crazy thing in high school where there's people videoing every at bat, things like that. So going into college and understanding, hey, I had a chance out of high school, I just want to show them what more I can do now, how I can develop as a more mature hitter throughout college. And I think it really helped me to just kind of settle in on those nerves and take some of the pressure off because I'd already been through it. And yeah, I mean, it definitely helped out a lot for sure. And then Wilmington was a great spot to just kind of go. The coaches were awesome. They just let me go play free. They didn't try to ever change anything about my swing, anything like that. More of just kind of helping me with my approach. Kind of, I've always tended to struggle like trying to do too much at the plate. So like those times when I was trying to do too much, they would help me to settle back in and just get back into my approach. So they were great, and I feel like they were a huge part of the draft process coming out of college as well.
Any of those coaches you want to give a good shout out to?
Yeah, I love to shout out Coach Randy Hood, our head coach at UNCW. My freshman year hitting coach Terrence Connolly, he was a huge help, and then our assistant coaches, Coach Chris Moore and Coach Josh Stott were. I mean, I can't tell you how many balls they thrown to me in BP, just trying to get things figured out. My sophomore year, where I had a big year statistically, I started off through the first 4 weeks hitting like 200, and they helped me to just get back into my approach, get some confidence back, and then ended up getting hot, getting on fire, and putting together a good year. So I'm very thankful for all of them, and even the ones that even a lot of teammates, Trevor Marsh, Jack Kroom, Tabor Mongera, a lot of guys just helped me a ton throughout my career at UNCW.
Yeah, this is probably so hard to listen to right now. Yeah, that is awesome. I coach high school baseball, and it is a struggle, like doing too much. I love that I simplifying baseball down to just muscle memory, and once it comes to the game, everything is just neural. I have off that, but this might have a fun one for you.
I didn't hear much there, Isaac. I just heard Lewis has a fun one for you. So I don't know what I got for Tanner.
I heard some something coming natural to you and some things like that. So.
Yeah, I mean, I know you and Isaac. Fun fact: you and Isaac are both 6'4", so I'm the shortest one on this podcast by a good amount. But I gotta ask. I'm from Florida. I have some family in the Carolinas, and they love cookout. Every time I go there, I get cookout. What's your go-to cookout order?
Oh man, that's an awesome question. For me, it's automatic every time. Getting a big double burger tray. Probably gonna get it cookout style. And then definitely some Cajun fries, and a chicken quesadilla as my food. And then depends how I'm feeling. A huge sweet tea, probably. If not, probably gonna get an orange push-up milkshake. So, but honestly, you can't go wrong. Anything's good there. Occasionally, I'll get some hot dogs. Great spot. I kind of miss it being out here in California, but hey, there's In-N-Out out here, which is just as good in my opinion. So.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people swear by In-N-Out, but cookout to me, like, maybe it's because I don't have it over here, so when I do have it, it's like really special. But it sucks. I gotta ask, you born and raised in the South, do you still bring that attitude? Do you notice different like aspects of life change a little bit when you're down in California, which is like a whole different world?
Yeah, it's definitely different. I feel like more than anything, I was raised to, respect everyone and to just, be a kind person. And also with my Christian beliefs, I was saved by Jesus in high school, and I just want to, be that guy that people can, just see joy in every day, just see as a kind, good person, and a person that loves other people. So I'm thankful, to come out here in California and, you have a lot of teammates from different areas, different cultures than me, and being able to just link arms with them and, link arms and go in this process together, because we know every one of our goals is to make it to Denver, to make it to the big leagues. But we understand that sadly, that's not going to be the case for everyone, but we can just be there to encourage each other and to just build each other up, even through the tough times. And even when things are going good, to just be that type of guy that's there for your teammates every day. And that's kind of how I was raised, just to be that person that personality is never changing. Just you're going to see the same guy every day, and I hope to bring that to the field each day.
Awesome. Isaac, do you have any closing questions for Tanner?
Maybe Lewis already asked this, but do you have one all-time favorite baseball memory? Like whether it's like high school, like little league, college, professional. Do you have one moment?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Favorite baseball memory.
Favorite baseball memory. Ooh, that's a tough one. I would say my junior year of high school, for Quitman County High School, we won a state championship. First time since, I believe, Jim Catfish Hunter was in high school, which was like maybe 1968, something like that. So we were in a drought for sure. And, it was just the guys I've been playing together with since, 4 or 5 years old. We started in T-ball together, and we got to win a state championship. And I still haven't experienced a feeling like that. And thankfully, my senior year, we went back to back, so we got 2 state championships. And but that junior year, there was something different about that, and I'll never forget that memory for sure.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. I know it was kind of a weird one, some internet issues, but I hope you have I pray that you have a great season, and I just want to say thank you for spreading the good news off the field. That's the most important thing, and I'll be praying for you, and I pray that I know that God will guide you to good places.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, and thank you guys for what you're doing, and really appreciate you guys having me on, and God bless you guys.
All right, have a good one.
Thank you. You too.
So it is just me. Isaac might have some internet issues, but we can still go over some good performances this week from the Rockies minor leagues. Let's see where we are. Let's see if Isaac has a joke for you guys. So hopefully Isaac can come back in here and tell his joke. If not, we might have to end it a little early. Tanner Thach, great guy. Thugged it out through this really weird streaming issue that we had with internet. It's the first time we've ever had internet issues, and it happens during like a great interview. So that sucks. Isaac might not be able to make it. I do want to run through some good headlines. Roldy Brito is now a top 100 prospect. I might save this for next week so Isaac can get on his soapbox and talk about Roldy Brito. Everyone in Fresno, Tanner said it a little earlier, they were scoring runs in Fresno like it was like a football game. They were scoring 15 every night. Derek Bernard had a great night. Then you have the guys in Albuquerque who always have good nights. Sterling Thompson had a great night. Had a great couple of nights this week. Blake Krim, and those are kind of the big three, I think. Machine keeps doing it. He's only struck out, I think, 3 times all season, and he still did not strike out this week. Going through the rundown here. Troy Johnston is killing it for the Rockies. In 1 second. Okay. Yes, Amador had a great week. Charlie Condon is, and there was a report coming out by Saunders that said Condon might not be in purple as quickly as people think. And here's Isaac Stevens. Hopefully we have the internet. It looks like it's better. It looks a lot better.
Okay, does it look better?
It looks so much better. Okay.
Jeez,
I was about to end it. I was like running through the rundown, like what can I talk about so I can like waste time.
That was the most stressful thing of my life, I think.
That was really awkward because I didn't know if you were gonna say something after he talked, so I would wait 5 seconds, and then if you didn't say anything, I'd be like,
"Dog, I know." And then like
it threw me so for a loop. Even at the end there, I kind of like expected you to be there, so I just had to like hold it.
I'm sorry, Blake Street Banter. I'm sorry, Aaron, if you heard that. That was rough.
No, this is no. It's not your fault. Aaron's fault for not showing up. If Aaron was here.
If Aaron was here.
We gotta blame Aaron.
Please text us if you're listening to this. We need to make sure that we're
It would be funny if Aaron saw you had like issues and like got on. It was like they need help.
Where are you at in the rundown?
I was just gonna run because I didn't know if I was gonna end it quickly, so I was kind of running through all the really good stuff. But we can go level by level and just quickly shout out some guys. I know I want to give you the soapbox for Roldy Brito. I know you're a big fan of him.
Yeah. We just saw Roldy Brito, who I think he our number 6 prospect at Blake Street Banter.
I believe so. In that range.
He was just put into the top 100 for MLB Pipeline, and he's a really fun prospect. When you think of just a utility player, Roldy Brito is that utility player in all of minor league baseball. He does everything in just like a fun way. He plays a good middle infield. He'll give you a solid glove at second base, at shortstop, and he can play a good center field. And like on top of that, can you hear me? Okay, sorry. And then my screen just froze for a second. Then I love his bat too, because he's so versatile. He is really patient at the plate, hits from both sides. He bunts to get on base. He does what he does he does whatever he can to get on base. And I love that mentality. And really, he's just a dog. And he's so projectable in the aspect that his game isn't revolved around one set thing. He's really good on the base paths. He's really good fielding, and he can hold his own at the plate. Those are 3 things that project him to be an above average baseball player.
Do you have a comp that I can sting to him like you did with Jaron Durant and Braden Ward?
Yeah. I want to maybe an aggressive Garrett Hampson. Ooh. Somebody who can play many positions, somebody who is fast. And Garrett Hampson might even be like a solid floor type. Solid floor for Roldy Brito.
I like where your mind's at. Garrett Hampson, is he one of those guys that like everybody loves? I don't think I've ever seen anyone say bad things about Garrett Hampson, at least in like retrospect.
Yeah. I remember I really didn't like watching him play.
Never mind.
But when
just kidding.
I was like 15 years old and I saw the world was burning in my eyes as a 15-year-old. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry.
Well, I know you had a joke for everybody.
Yeah.
You said after the Tanner interview we would have a joke. So.
No, dude, I can't even make any jokes. My Wi-Fi did not help me at all with that.
So let's go to. This is gonna be an all-timer. Because the last one went really good. Ian was a great one.
That was great.
Gabriel Hughes was good. I just said I made a mistake with the Hughes when I made that one statement. I said, "Can one human defeat 100 gorillas?" This one was just bad. Yeah, Sean Sullivan was doing his thing again. Let up some runs, but only on 4 hits in 5 innings pitched. Did walk 4 and strike out 4. Are you a little worried about the walks for Sean Sullivan?
I wouldn't say I am. Did he say concerned? I wouldn't say I'm concerned. I'd say it just can't happen if you're Sean Sullivan. Like his goal, like I'm sure his goal right now is to be in the starting rotation by the end of the season. And that really relies on how well he can execute pitches, not just throwing it in the strike zone, but executing them on the corners. And if he's giving up 4 free bases in 5 innings, that is a tough rate. Like that in 8 innings, that'd be, or in 10 innings, that'd be 8 walks, and you can't have that. And it's an outlier of a performance. I bet this is the highest walk percentage game he's had in a very long time. Yeah, I'm all fuzzled up right now.
Yeah, no, that definitely hit us in the mouth, was that interview. But we will continue. Let's go to Double A. Ooh, my website just froze. Oh, what a day. What a day. Dion Jorge, do you know how many bases he stole this week?
This week, 4.
0. Sorry, I shouldn't have led with that. But he did walk 4 times, so he's getting on base. So I'm surprised he's going to steal more. Maybe they know now. They're making sure to, throw it back so he doesn't get a good lead. Brian Bencourt, we said this last week about him. A sneaky backup catcher archetype, I think. He's only 22. I think he turns 23 pretty soon, though. So Eastern League, he's been there for 3 years, and he's only gotten better. He's one of those guys that the development has not stopped. And you love to see that. What do you think his ceiling is for a Rockies catcher?
That's a tough question with prospects like Brian Bencourt. I think a ceiling right now is probably similar to that of Dom Nunez. And people might hear that and think that's like a negative connotation, but Dom Nunez, he hit 11 home runs for the Rockies in 2021, I think. Maybe it was 2021. And that's solid. He played a lot of baseball, and I think he's still on a AAA team right now. And I think that's a really good ceiling to be at if you're Brian Bettencourt, who's never had like national attention, who never has really had attention from like Rockies fans. So I think I think that's a solid comp.
Yeah, I think the way we view prospects sometimes, catching prospects, I think we're way too hard on them. I think we see a lot of these kind of diamond in the rough. Dom Nunez, didn't he have a really good first game? Am I wrong on that?
He had a home run in his first game, and
home run. That's what it was. Okay,
I think it was the sexiest swing I've ever seen in my life. His like first ever home run.
When Bettencourt gets promoted to the Rockies, we're putting everything on a home run.
All of my bank account.
All $12.
Okay. I'm 6'4", so it doesn't matter.
We'll do a little more before we get out of here. Let's go down to Fresno. I actually talked about while you were gone. I talked to basically the mirror while you were gone. Derek Bernard with a big week. But actually, I must say, do you know the new Dodgers single A name? because they went to a different city, so now they have a new name. Do you know it?
Every single time I looked at the box score, I looked at it, I thought about it. I don't know it.
Dude, it's the Tower Buzzers.
Tower Buzzers?
Yeah, and I think it's the I want to make sure it's not like a name that would be insensitive if I said this. I'm gonna say it anyways. It's one of the worst names I've ever seen in my life. Tower Buzzers.
Wait, that's the actual name, or are you joking?
Yes, Ontario Tower Buzzers.
Okay. Were they the Quakes before, or is that a different?
They were the Modesto Nuts is what got.
Yes, the Modesto Nuts.
But they shuffled it around. I think Long Island went to the Mariner system, and then the Quakes went to the the Angel system. And then now they moved and they got Ontario. Because, the Dodgers had to get a whole new stadium. So they've done 2 minor league now where they've got a whole new stadium. Like Oklahoma City, they were the Dodgers for a little bit. Now they were the baseball club. Now they're the Comets. So they don't know how to name stuff over there in LA.
No, Tower Buzzers and Comets.
I think they have a couple good ones. I think one of them is like the Lagoons or something. Which is kind of funny. Derek Bernard with a big week. You said, wasn't this your guy last week when we talked?
He was my guy last week. I said that he has really exciting power potential. He swings the bat really hard. And something that a trend that I'm really liking to see is his ability to draw walks, which I had him as a really aggressive hitter. I saw him swing super hard at a lot of pitches, but his ability to see 4 balls and get to first base without having to swing, I like that development. And I think that's a development that will do nothing but help him. So it's been an encouraging week for him.
I would agree. Another guy out of the DR that you've kind of been on for a long time, kind of cooled off. Kevin Hidalgo had a big week. He's actually had just a big start to the season, at least from what I expected him to do in high A. He's about a league average hitter so far, but had a big week this past week. What does he bring to the Rockies system, Kevin Hidalgo?
Yeah, I think the first word that came up into my mind was upside. He very toolsy player. He has a really good frame. He has like that Tanner Thach frame, 6'4" around there. And he has a lot of room to grow. I think he's only 20 or 21 years old. I've had some like skepticism about his swing. I don't think that it translates well to in-game results, but we have seen him hit the ball hard and hit the ball far before. So him hitting, I think he hit just 1 home run this week. Seeing that was big.
Gotcha. Then I'm going to end it. Did you see Aaron's Charlie Condon data? That's the last talking point here.
Yeah. Last week we made the argument, or it was in our text that we made an argument that he was not going to be able to adjust to fastball velocity. And so I think he had Sean, our boy Sean, pull up the data and see how he's doing against velocity as opposed to not. And I think the data said that he has a batting average of 167 against fastballs and 6 plate appearances. I'm curious from your perspective, what did you think of those numbers?
So at first I was really confused because the data Aaron sent us made no sense. And now it's less of a confusion, more of just inconclusive. I don't think we have a big enough sample size. At least when it comes to the StatCast sample size, it's looking at the way StatCast does its stats is it only does the final pitch, right, of the at-bat.
Yeah.
So we only know the 6 pitches that he's whiffed on have been only the final pitch of the at-bat. So he could have whiffed, 0-1 count whipped on a fastball. We don't know. Or he could have, I guess, fouled it off or something, and we don't know.
I think the whiff percentages were against every single 95.
Okay.
I think the batting average was just based off of the final pitch.
Okay, that makes way more sense. Okay. I'm a little worried. Yeah.
And I'm not. I made the point that in baseball, you adjust. I made an argument that if Aaron Judge only saw 92 mile per hour fastballs, for a year straight, he's going to struggle seeing 94 miles per hour. He's going to struggle seeing 95 miles per hour, despite him currently being a player that crushes 99-mile-per-hour fastballs.
I think that's what happens in the playoffs. They start reaching 100 in the playoffs, so you can't hit it.
Okay.
That was the most lame Twitter take I think I've ever said in my life.
That was. Should we just?
Have you thought of a joke yet? So we can end it with a funny. I'm gonna say my joke. You don't.
Okay. Well, let's both say a joke. You start with yours.
All right. There's a reason Isaac is not turning around that red hat. Floor is yours, Isaac.
The silence there was for Lewis.
It was way funnier off stage, I promise.
Sit with what he said. Okay, my joke is, two Rockies players, they walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "Oh, are you guys on the Rockies?" One of them says, "Yeah, we are," but the other one says, "No, we are not."
Is there am I supposed to guess what's going on in this situation?
Yeah, you take the floor from here.
Is there an answer to this?
It's kind of like a
play on
setup
words
joke where I set the joke up for you. Can you just?
Yeah, I was gonna say, go Rockies, and if anyone wants to fill out that joke and make it make sense, have at it. So go Rockies in minor league affiliates. Woo!